in this secret present, all it is, all it has been, moment. Bring your presence, breathing, find your center, that space of Shanti, that space of silence. I am presence. Welcome everyone to this wonderful space that we're doing here with Laurie Wheeler. How, Laurie, how are you?
Pretty good, Emmy. How are you? I'm just getting to my center after all that technological hoopla.
Yeah, but it happened.
It
It's
happens.
already gone.
Yep.
It's already the past. So my name is Shanti. I'm very happy to present this space that we're creating together, talking about a topic that is my passion, that is my heart, that is my love, that is Egypt, that is the temples of Egypt, the mysteries of the universe manifesting in this sacred place, this sacred area. Um, and, and we're going to talk about these gateways to these temples of light that are in Egypt. We're gonna talk about messages from the temples of light. That is this event that we are in the present moment with it. So, Laurie, tell me a little bit about you. You're amazing. You channel spirit. So I'm so blessed to be here with you. It's
Uh,
unbelievable.
I am as well, Emmy. I really am. And as your passion, it is mine as well. And working with several of the deities, the most beautiful deities from Egypt, working with Isis, channeling Isis and Thoth and Horus and the Sphinx. Uh,
Wow.
the Sphinx is an amazing energy. I never really thought about the channeling of, but one day it just came in and presented itself to me, and I just felt so blessed. So just good to be here and to share Egypt.
And what this Sphinx has to say, it's a lot of mysteries. It's something unbelievable, really, uh,
Well,
what you
it
do.
does. It does. So a couple points that I went through some notes through my journal, and the Sphinx is the hard drive of humanity. And when I work with her, so there have been two. There's one that's no longer in that we can see in present time, although its energy is still in existence. But the feminine Sphinx is there, and I've been inside of her. She tells me she is all that mankind needs to know is in Egypt. We are coming back to the timeline of Egypt, what is bringing forward for us. It's an unparalleled journey into an activation and a portal into the higher consciousness. And within her walls, she illuminates the way. She guards the secrets of ancient Egypt. She is the library that carries the information, um,
Right.
and the portal between the paws.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, really, in what is going on in this awakening of understanding what really Egypt means in the heart, in the soul of every human being. is really profound because everything comes from Egypt. It's like the source of creation, of manifestation. Is the power of the divine manifesting on earth. And it is beautiful what you're saying. And you're talking about the Sphinx like a she, like a
Yes,
female.
and personal. She's very personal because when she takes you in, I remember this distinctly. The first time she brought me in, she said, enter in through the doorway on the side of the paw. And in my mind, I thought, I don't even know there's a doorway, but I'm going to go in. And she took me to find out more about myself and the different places that I needed to go to find this out. She's an amazing energy and she's very personal. And I hope that all will experience her that way.
Wow. So we are planning a sacred journey to Egypt with Laurie Wheeler and myself. That I went to Egypt like 15 times, maybe many, many, many times. Every time I can. This year I already went in March. So I'm going back. I mean, I miss Egypt during the year, so I want to go there. And we're gonna go in November. The November is this month that is 11, and we're gonna celebrate the 1111 portal
Mhm.
inside the Great Pyramid of Egypt, like a Osiris ceremony, a profound ceremony to understand the wisdom, the essence of the wisdom that this pyramid has for you. I don't know, to say pyramid of this device of spiritual energy. I don't know how call these pyramids.
So the temples, my understanding as I've been there in in my mind, they hold the ancient book of records and they carry the essence of the original earth paradigm. So
Yeah.
they go way back and they've been brought in and held there. And by being there, and I have never been there yet, but I have been there. You know, I am remembering, I am waking to the aspect of me that remembers this. And this profound wisdom, these memories that are coming through are opening up capabilities, they're opening up more enlightenment, more access, more
Activation. Activation. This
activation. Perfect.
activation. That's
Activation.
what
Yeah.
we go to do in Egypt. We're gonna do these activations because each temple has a different activation for you.
Yes.
Is a perfect sacred geometry that is a reflection from the celestial realms on earth. So the energy is so subtle that is in Egypt is unbelievable. The Egypt that we see right now is just a reflection of what is in the heavens, or what is in the higher realms of understanding and wisdom.
Yes. It brings us to, well, everything is about your perspective, your perception. This is what our reality is. This is what dimension is. And it brings us into a higher perception of our reality, which is what we are transcending or ascending into another dimension. It's how we perceive our reality. And we are moving through what is known levels or densities. And this is how we're coming into these new dimensions.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable because this Egypt is the land of the gods. They're
Mhm.
considered the land of the gods for thousands and thousands of years. This knowledge that was hidden, that was sleeping, they sleep for so long. And now it's time to come back and really bring that light, because it's that, it's light. And light is information, and the humanity needs this light. Is It's like the prana of the universe that is in the perfect sacred geometry through temples and pyramids is manifested Egypt, secret Egypt. I call it sacred Egypt because it's
It
not,
is pretty
yeah.
Egypt. It
Because
is.
it is
It
Egypt and it's sacred Egypt. It's the Egypt that everyone goes, and they do things. And then it's the sacred Egypt where really understand the sacredness of the Nile River, the
Mm.
sacredness of each temple, the sacredness of the pyramids, of the deserts, of the magic that is all around there. Is fascinating, really is to be in another dimension, more than a journey like
Mm.
traveling to Egypt is not that. Is going to another dimension. That's what it is. And well, that's why I love Egypt and I go as as much as I can, I love it.
I I I agree. I agree. It's waking up the timeline of where that information that is held, and it's bringing it into the now so that we can actually experience that. The mystery schools that taught, that Toth brought information and taught Isis, taught Mary Magdalene, taught Yeshua. All the great masters have been to Egypt to learn there. And we can go there to step into that timeline and I have goosebumps as I say it, and experience that for ourselves. What is it that we need to know that is going to recover our memory, to help us know more of our divine nature, to center our heart, to act through our heart? It's this cohesion that occurs.
Exactly. So, in all this time that we're talking, Laurie, if you feel that some of the deities come to you, I don't know how is the process. I don't know if you call for them.
Yeah.
You do an invocation, a meditation, something like that.
Well, so with channeling, um, I am not the kind of person that can just call upon somebody and they automatically come. Sometimes, and sometimes not. It when they tell me when they have something to say, they come. Otherwise, I may work with someone else, another being. So I never know who's really going to show up, and I always ask who it is that I'm speaking with, but they all have their own feeling to them, just like people do that we do. So I don't know who will show up, how they'll present, what they want to say. I do work with codes that are very connected to Egypt. They bring about information that come from the star beings, and that's where all the information that came to Egypt is from. So it's a collection of 5 different groups of star beings: the Arcturians, Pleiadians, Sirians, Andromedans, and Lyrans. And each have their own way of expressing and sharing information. Yeah, so I never know who's coming in as we're speaking.
So in Egypt, is a lot of hieroglyphics, like I have here in my background, right? So can you read them? Can you feel the energy of what they say? I don't say these ones, but in Egypt.
Yes, absolutely. So I work in something called psychometry. And I didn't know what that was many years ago when I started to work. But so as an adjunct to other types of transmitting information, if I put my hands on something or very near something, I can begin to hear what it's communicating. And so this is one of the great experiences I'm waiting for, to be able to put my hands on the temple walls and the pyramids and the Sphinx, to be able to hear, to be that up close and to hear that, because the energy is such a high frequency when standing in that particular moment, and that energy is it's intense. Intense, yes. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to read a lot of it, yeah. And get the, I may not read it verbatim, like word for word as to each symbol. For me, it's more about understanding the essence of what it is that it really wants to portray to
The
us.
message, the message
Yes.
comes.
Hmm.
No, it's fantastic. So we're gonna be in Egypt, walking in the temples, so you can feel and you can translate for us what that wall says.
Hmm.
Wow.
I can feel it. I can,
Wow, it's so
yeah,
cool. I like
it's
that.
coming. Yeah.
So we go to Egypt from November 8th to November 21st. Is 2 weeks, is a fantastic journey through Egypt, through Cairo, through the Nile, through the temples. We're gonna go to the most important temples. I think obviously the pyramids, but also we're gonna go to see the Temple of Isis, the Temple of Luxor, that they're fantastic. We're gonna see Hathor and Osiris and Horus, Dendera, that is, Hathor. We're gonna see places that not everyone goes. It's like secret spaces. I had a tremendous experience the last time I went to Egypt that never happened to me. It's a place there that is my first time there. That is for Apis, for Apis. And Apis is like the bull and represents Osiris, is Osiris energy. So, uh, and they did such a fantastic thing there underground with large tombs that nobody know what was there because they never were nothing there. They believe that maybe they were bulls, but it's huge, and you go from these different tunnels underneath the earth like an ant, know, and with a lot of different huge sarcophagus with hieroglyphics written so beautifully, and
Mhm.
it's super heavy, tons of huge sarcophagus. Granite is the stone. Sorry, my English is not perfect, but I am from Argentina, so I still learning English. Every day, every day. I love English, so it's good. But well, we did a meditation in one of the sarcophagus next to, was a very big area, and Serapis Bey show up in the meditation, and was so strong the presence of Serapis Bey, and I saw him coming. I never had this experience before. I saw him coming all dressed in white with a tunic. Everything was beautiful and perfect. And I asked him, "Who are you?"
Mm.
And he said, "I am the Christ."
Ah. Mm.
That was spectacular, give me
Goosebumps.
chills, That was fantastic. That
Mm.
was fantastic. I never had that experience before
Mm.
in Egypt. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and I knew that was Serapis Bey because it was exactly like the one that we see in the art of Serapis Bey,
Mm.
very connected with Egypt. And there
Mhm.
was the energy of Osiris, that is the Christ consciousness, that is resurrection. That's why every ceremony is about resurrection.
Mhm.
And we're gonna do this fantastic ceremony of resurrection inside the Great Pyramid of in the king chamber of Giza,
Mm,
the 1111, exactly the day 1111, that is a cosmic portal where many groups around the world are doing ceremonies, and we are the few ones that we're gonna have that space inside the Great Pyramid of Giza, a ceremony.
mm.
Fantastic. Love it.
Fantastic, yeah.
Love
I'd like to share a little experience that I had as well, because this is the greatest teacher is the experience. But when they come, when the masters come and they give you an experience, I like to say it's like I'm going to write this in my baby book because that's how important it is, just like what you were speaking of, Emmy. And so I did a guided meditation, and we will do it in Egypt as well, because this is very powerful, this particular guided meditation. And when I did, Isis, Horus, and Thoth showed up. And they are the deities that I work with there. And they came forward and they handed me a golden chalice
Wow.
with all beaded with precious stones around it. And in it, there was blood. And I was kind of, I have to say, really taken back because one, it was very unexpected. But two, Toth said, or no, Horus said to me, drink the blood of, if you drink the blood of the ancestors, you will be able to remember and access. And that meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me. Probably one of the most important journeys that I've done in my life,
Wow.
because this connected me, and this communion, so to speak. This is the same as the Last Supper with Yeshua. It's a communion. It's a union. It is a connection. It is connecting you to who your lineage is. This is very profound. And I didn't even get there yet. So, this is the kind of thing that will happen for us when we go. We will do initiations, activations, we will do guided meditations. They're there for us to learn about ourselves, to come into the divine. As Isis came in the other day to speak with me, and she tells me, and I when I think of Isis, I think of her with the sun disk on top of her head. I forgot about the wings. And she came in and she says to me, she is the phoenix rising. And that was just, I mean, I love that thought. I just love that experience and expression. And she carries the symbol of unity and love for mankind. And when I think about what we're all going through globally, what we are personally, it's a rising out of the ashes. It's a
Restoration.
strength that empowers us, right? And
Yeah.
and it's coming into the divine feminine.
Mhm.
This was very important that she said this to me. This
No,
this Phoenix rising is
Phoenix
where we
rising.
want to think of this for her.
That is resurrection. That
Yes.
is the same thing that I was talking about, these ceremonies of initiation that is all about resurrection. It's about coming from your ashes and really coming to the awareness that we are eternal beings. We are eternal beings, and to remember that, because this life is gonna go like that. I see in Egypt mummies of pharaohs that they were there 4,000, 3,000 years ago. And they have the pharaohs, they are mummified. And can you imagine 3,000 years ago that you came into this world to bring your energy, to bring transformation, and everything passed and is gone and is gone. Everything is gone. Nothing we keep it with us. Everything, that's why attachment is the cause of suffering, because to let go and to surrender to life and accept life the way it is, because it is what it is really big. So that when you have the consciousness of eternity, you are out of fear.
Mhm.
And that's what Egypt is all about, is going into the eternity consciousness. Here someone is say, Emmy, will you also tell us a little bit more about you? Okay. Okay. Well, what can I say? I I am in love with, but really in love, and it's my passion with the divine since I remember. I'm never were really interested with the human experience. I always felt that somebody make a huge mistake and they left me alone in this planet. And I always feel that I didn't belong here. You know, it's very difficult, the whole thing, always to fit. But because my passion for the divine is not only mine, there are many people that kind of brought into this wisdom of the divine, that is the religions and, you know, infinite path to go there. So I learned a lot. I was my whole life studying and searching for every different path, but connected always with Vedanta. I think Vedanta was my most profound experience. I feel that I'm a yogi. I have been a yogi my whole life. Um, I I love Shiva with all my heart, and so the Egypt memory came to me when I let me know, it was in 2015 that I, in a ceremony, my memory was like wake up and I saw everything and I understood why Egypt is calling us, because it's calling us. It's a call. We need to go there, not to activate Egypt, is to activate ourselves. Egypt is already activated, is connected with the source of power of the universe. So, answering this question, and I will say that I dedicate my life to bring people to the awareness that God is there with us all the time, and it's beautiful, and we can relax in that, and we can feel the love, because I feel it. I always felt the grace in me. And if it's in me, it's in everyone. So, and all the relations and, you know, path point to the same direction, and it's only one. It's not like many, it's only one. And Egypt was the essence, was the seed of consciousness that came to earth thousands of years ago. This is pre-dynastic. This is not into what I'm talking about is not from the dynastic times, because that times were the dark day of the galaxy. The night, the dark night of the galaxy. And right now we are into a new dawn. We are into the sun is coming back again. The light is returning. So we should celebrate because the light is returning, and that's why Egypt is waking up and calling us to go there, to do these journeys in I would say in a sacred way, in a spiritual way. So we are going this year in November with Laurie Wheeler. We are going to Egypt to have a fantastic journey. I went many times with groups. I went 15 times with groups to Egypt. So, you know, in all these years, I all the things that didn't work, I take it out. And right now we have an amazing journey, amazing mystic tour into this sacred land. We're gonna take airplanes within Egypt. We're gonna take the cruise within Egypt. We're gonna cross the Sahara Desert. We're gonna
Mhm.
go do a lot of mystical adventures in Egypt. So what I'm gonna do is to leave here the link of the website. Don't you think, Laurie?
Yes, sure. Mm.
So you let me know if some deity wanna come back when it wants to come and send a message. Okay? Yes. Um. Okay. Here we are. Okay.
So I just want to talk a minute about, there we hold in our DNA. Our DNA is 9 billion years old. Okay. And the Earth is only 4 billion years old. So we are holding a lot of information in our DNA, right? If you think about it. And there is a new Earth being born, and it's being coded. And what we're asking, or what is being asked of us through the light, is to disengage the old programming, the old information that no longer serves us as we're moving out of this dimension and moving into the new, and the earth being reborn. Um, and so this new coding is coming in. And one way it's coming in is through Egypt. And Egypt is a receptor. It's a beacon and a receptor, much the way our DNA is. It is a transmitter and a receiver at the same time. And what Egypt is doing, the pyramids, specifically speak to other sacred sites globally and off globe. And there is much information coming in this way. So this is, I believe, why people are being drawn to these sacred sites right now. Some people even saying to me, they don't even know why. When I meet them at conferences or I give a lecture or something, they just come up and say, I don't know why I'm feeling this. I'm just feeling it. Well, we don't have to really know why everything. We just have to act. Engaging, acting is how we activate. And this is very important. I work with a quantum biologist, a science research scientist, and we've actually shown this in DNA that you must activate in order for the energy to become as potent as it needs to be and to raise it up to the level that it needs to be for ourselves. So this is why it's calling to us, because we need to activate, and activate is taking action. It's calling us to do something, to speak, to merge, to engage with it. Are you there? Yep.
I am here. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here. I'm trying to come back.
Oh, technology, right?
There you go.
There we go. Okay. Great when it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, they changed a little bit, so
Yes.
it's like a new way of reading it.
Right.
And also I want to add the sacred geometry, the
Mm, mm,
architectures of
mm,
these temples, that
mm,
they're all built in this sacred geometry, perfect alignment. And this was designed in a cosmic way to harness these cosmic energies, these energies coming from the divine. That's why it's so transformative for human soul to walk
mm,
around these temples. Even if people doesn't know anything, something
mm,
happened within themselves. So every time that we understand this cosmic energy manifested in the sacred geometry, and we start creating harmony within our mind, within our brain. It's like our emotions get more in alignment, all our mental patterns get in alignment. Yeah, so and when we are in alignment, this facilitates this spiritual awakening, this connection with this light, divine light. No, it's to go. That's why I go so often. I really need it. I need the energy of Egypt to align my energy. Is fantastic. It's really beautiful, really.
And each time you go, I'm sure, Emmy, that new happens, new awakens within yourself. You learn more each time. This is the great part of going to these sacred places
Yeah.
again and again.
There are new doors, new doors.
Yes.
I see those doors, new
Yes.
doors of information that
Mhm.
open up, and then you can start. You see how everything is a reflection. You know what is above is below. So everything is a reflection, and you start seeing the messages. It's fantastic, fantastic. So
You you and I, we had a discussion a little bit about seeing the shadow side and opening to that, which is really necessary so that we can release and ask for release, help in releasing what we choose we want to release at the time. You want to talk a little more about that?
well, I believe that we cannot get into the light if we don't see the shadow. The shadow is going to be all the time there around us, and it's going to manifest in conflicts, in frustration, in uncomfortable situations, in reactions. When I react into things, that's the shadow. I don't know. In general, they show up in relationships more than nothing, you know. They show up the shadow for you to see. And we all have a shadow. It's like we come from, I don't know, a DNA of dysfunctional families. So, you know, the world is dysfunctional. So
Mhm.
obviously, it's a lot to heal.
Mhm.
So Egypt also give us that possibility to
Mhm.
heal. And more we go deep into the work that we're gonna do in Egypt, into the sacred school, more
Mhm.
we're gonna purify our soul until getting into the temple of divine love, that is the temple of Isis, that is the great mother, the Shakti energy. And so and we go there, we're gonna stay. It's my favorite temple, the temple of Isis, the divine mother, the order of Isis, priestess
Mhm.
and priest. No, is something that s- help us to awake the memory. And if we can do astral traveling during the journey, is fantastic how the portals opens and we can see much more. So it's fantastic. And tell me, what is the message that has the deities for us? The message, if some of the deities show up to you, what is the message they have for humanity?
Oh, well, let's see. I don't know very specifically what they want for us. They want to help us. They want us to remember um, who we really are, our divine nature. They're trying to help us remember our divine nature because they realize, and they have been through this as well, and that is why they're masters, because they have walked this, so they understand in helping us to really, when we talk about the shadow side, we need the shadow side for one, because it helps move us closer to the light. that which we don't want, that which we struggle with. But, being here on earth, we have that opportunity to experience it from that perspective in the shadow side, and that which we want to walk through or let go of, or have an opportunity to mend our karma that we've brought in, to clear it so that we can continue to move forward. And I think that is probably one of the biggest messages. And how do we do that? We do that by coming into the heart, dropping into the heart. The union of Thoth and Isis brings about the wisdom and the love together. And I believe that's why they've come and speak to me in the past, from time to time, helping my own self, sharing, ask that I share this with other people, and to go to Egypt and so that we can experience this. The greatest teacher is experience. I could tell you for the next 5 hours all about different things, right? Experiences. But unless you're really having your own happening, it's a different feeling. And to raise up into such a high level of energy, where it brings you to, what you open to, how you see it, how it resonates within you, how it speaks to your soul, how it connects into your spiritual DNA. This is where it's at. This is what it's about. This is what they bring to us to guide us through their wisdom, their knowledge, their writings, their love, their work that they've done prior to, so that we can follow this. I can do a little activation if we would like now, and then, we can talk a little more after, or
I would love that. Yes.
yeah.
Yes, of course.
So Thoth is here. He comes as the wisdom keeper. He carries the caduceus. It is the staff of empowerment. And the snake rises from the earth and wraps itself around, so that we may look through the eyes of the snake and shed the skin that we need to shed, so that we may have the life that we were born to have, that we may express and be who we are in the light, without our illusion, without what we bring forward. He says that we all may drink the blood of the chalice, that we are all the ancestors, that we have walked before, that we have experienced this and will re-experience in a new light, being born again, just as Isis rises from the ashes. We follow her. She shares with us the great mysteries of life, of love, of the divine mother, the divine feminine, the mother of all. She will nurture us. She will bring us into the expansion of our heart, will share with us what is necessary for us to grow within ourselves, to bring about that light that penetrates the deepest aspects of who we are, so we may remember. Thoth, the great keeper of wisdom, will take us to the underworld. We will ride in a canoe down the river of the underworld, into the belly of the depths of our soul. But we will not remain there. We will come into the light. He will bring us to the light so that we may see again, so that we may live in the light. He asks that if you are called to this, there is a reason. He asks that you please step into this if you feel that you are drawn. There is a reason that may not unfold now, but your soul, your spirit speaks to your soul and asks that you remember that you know who you are and what your divine purpose is. What is your destiny? Are you fulfilling your destiny? Toth has much to share. Many have much to share. Each temple has its own unique way of teaching. And they were a part of the mystery schools. And we will get to open and to connect with this. He will bring us along. He wishes to open the great tablets so that we may see into the light and understand it different. Understand it different from what we know now. The information that is written on the walls comes to life, not only in the writing, but in the energy that is held there. It wishes to speak to each and every one so that we may know from the past, from the great past, even past Egypt, there is information that is held that we may learn, that we may not continue the way we have been, but that we may walk in the future, that we create the future from the light, from what we receive, from the teachings. It is all there for us as we co-create this with those powers, with Mother Earth, as we listen to her as well, that she shares with us her energy. That we receive this through the tree of life, as above, so below, as we connect into her, as we are raised up and we ascend. We are all divine, each and every one. The light is here to serve, to bring us into who we are, so that we may really know who we are. We are just beginning, and so it is.
Thank you. Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you.
I would like that the people who is connected, if they have questions or something they want to say to us, they can write in the chat I wrote something, but no one responded. So if you are there and if you have any question or something, whatever you want to say. What I want to say is that to go to Egypt is a privilege, is a miracle, and we can make it happen. And we're going to Egypt this November to celebrate the 11/11 with Laurie Wheeler, who she's gonna channel the Sphinx, the pyramids, Thoth, Isis, Hathor within the temples, and all these secret scripture that they have all over the place, and the codes and the symbols. Hi Sheshwa, they said, thank you both, thank you for saying something. Thank you.
Emmy, let us just share that until July 1st, we are running a special. We're offering the trip at 5,222. So that's a good price. And like you say, pricing has gone up tremendously there in Egypt. As so many people are wanting to go, they're raising their prices. So we're offering this, and we will continue to offer some other specials along the way, but this is the best at this moment. And it's a super good price to go. Yeah.
Mhm,
And again,
it is.
we are also offering a raffle for free flight, one free flight if you sign up. So I think this is a very special offer. So
Yeah, I'm gonna put the link of the raffle. Yeah, it's true, because doesn't include the ticket, and every year we do this raffle.
mhm.
We're going to Egypt for 7 years now. So yeah, I'm gonna put it here also. There is in social media, and here in this Zoom chat, there is the link of the raffle. Also, if you go to the website, that is secretlandtravels.com, easy, secretlandtravels.com. And then you go to raffle on the top, and you're gonna get the different raffles for the different trips, different journeys. And also you can find more information about this magical journey to Egypt in November 2024.
So I think we have some questions or some comments.
Yes. Deborah, my throat is kind of weird today.
It's one of those days, I think.
So Deborah said, if you had a past life in Egypt as a child, does that mean something? I
Absolutely.
something means, I think that we, all the ones who are in this path, they have
Mhm,
past lives in Egypt.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Although the question is, has it revealed itself to you? If you've had the past life, you've encountered and experienced that particular time. So it has a lot to teach you. And past lives, so I work in past life and between lives soul regression. And what I've come to understand is that, we've had many, many lives, right? Different timelines, many lives, but only the ones that are pertinent to your current life today come up. So that's why we don't see all of them, only the ones pertinent. And so my question would be, what was it trying to share with you? What did you learn from it? And you don't have to tell us, but it's important to sort of reflect on that and ask some questions, deeper questions.
Eliot said, what is one of the teachings that may come through when in Egypt?
That's a good question. I believe it's going to be, I think one of the teachings is that we're going to learn. So there's a new way of the way the energy accesses within you. And I think it's going to teach us something new about the way we access certain information. This is sort of a little bit of a thing I'm picking up recently. I don't have more than that exactly because it hasn't come to full light for me. Sometimes they only give me the little pieces of it until I really kind of wrap myself around it. But I think there's a new way, or not a new way, but a different way of accessing information. They want to teach us this much the way, like, here's an example, because this is where we're coming to in time, over time. You know, the way the dolphins work when they're in the ocean, and I've worked with the dolphins, so I've spoken to them, and they explained to me the way they transmit out energy, and then when energy comes in, it comes in sort of a picture form, okay? It's kind of like that, like, and that's why they want us to connect to our high self very closely and have a close relationship with our high self so that we can receive that information and work more telepathically. So it has to do with how energy communicates to us. And I believe this is going to open up in some way because the Egyptians knew what this was. This was brought in from the star beings.
Yeah, wow. I also believe that Egypt is taking us into a lesson of eternity. And that's really deep when you really understand what eternity consciousness means. You become multidimensional when you will when you understand what is eternity. And I think every initiate initiatic ceremony leads you into that understanding, because we still having a human form and an ego, and to be walking the path of the invisible is a challenge. But when you do that, it's because you are ready to understand that you're a multidimensional being having a multidimensional reality, but you believe that is real. So whatever we believe that is real is gonna start kind of changing, transforming into something that maybe we never experienced before, but feels like freedom also. So that's why we go into these places of purification. We purify through the Nile River. We purified with the Divine Mother who really hold us. And it's a time for great purification because we are in an island. We are all around is the Nile. So we're surrendered by the Mother. So it's fantastic. It's fantastic, really.
Yes, it's about the perception, right? Our
Mm-hmm.
perception, we know it's distorted. It's the way we think. It's the way we feel about something. They are going to open this access to see things different. And this is how dimension changes our reality, or our reality changes into dimension, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, really
And
it
we
was
become multidimensional, right?
multidimensional ending we're gonna do. So thank you, Laurie. Thank you,
Oh,
everyone who
you.
joined here in this space and time to be here with us and share this profound information about Egypt. So thank you all. This is recorded and well, we're gonna put it in the Secret Land Travels YouTube channel that is not much, doesn't have a lot of subscribers. So if you wanna subscribe to the Secret Land Travels channel, that will be great. And we're gonna put this recording there. Well, thank you, Laurie. Thank you,
Thank you very much.
thank
And
you.
blessings to you all.
Blessings.